Hi, my name is Scott McLean with Elevated Vehicles. Today we're going to talk about our 2012 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. It's an OEM Gecko Pro Coat. We purchased this vehicle in 2013 with 38,000 miles on it. Since then we've driven about 50,000 miles, so it currently has roughly 88,000 miles on it. All highway miles on our part. We did do some off-road events. We hit Easter Jeep Safari and Overland Expo and Flagstaff. We've literally driven it from here to Oregon, so a lot of highway miles on it. That's the reason for the high miles. The vehicle does have a lien on it through our bank, so it is going to require for it to be paid off before we can mail you over that new registration and title in your name. Let's look at the great features of the Rubicon today. The vehicle features a 4-inch TerraFlex lift with Fox compression adjustable reservoir shocks. It's a 37-inch 12.5 17 DFG Cam 2 tire on top of a 17 by 9-inch KMC XD wheel. There are Synergy wheel spacers on it. Those spacers allow for the width of a Dana 60. You'll also see the Currie anti-rock sway bar. That's for hassle-free articulation, great handling on and off the road. As we come around to the front, you'll see that it has the Rock Brawler Light Poison Spider bumper, and it features rigid LED lights inside. The Warn winch is their new Xeon 12 Platinum. We have synthetic line on that. It is wireless. It's a fantastic piece. We've used it several times. We also are featuring the Factor 55 aluminum Fairlead on it, as well as the Factor 55 ProLink. If we get down low, we're going to take a look at some of the features underneath on the front end of the Jeep. You'll see the tie rod is a Synergy chromoly piece, and we've got the Fox ATS stabilizer that has tons of adjustment. But we really are excited about the Dynatrac ProRock 44 housing. That features adjustment for a 4-inch lift so that your caster is correct. It has RCV chromoly axle shafts, and what you can't see is it does also have a JE Real drive shaft to clear the issues of the 2012 and newer JK. As we take a look underneath the hood, you're going to see a couple of really nice features. First off, we have on the left side here by the front radiator, of course, the AFE air intake. That yields about 12 more horsepower and added about 5 miles to the gallon to our Jeep. It's fantastic. It makes the Jeep sound great. It's got a nice grunt to it. Over here on the driver's side, near the brake booster, we have a Viair air compressor. It's perfect for airing up all 437s. We get that done in about 15 minutes. It's mounted to a Dominion Off-Road custom mount that they designed that comes off the brake booster bolts. As we come around to the side of the vehicle on the passenger side, I'd like to point out the aluminum pressure flares made by Poison Spider. We had these custom color matched, of course, to the Gecko Pro Coat, and you'll see that the tubing itself features a semi-gloss black for a nice contrast and easy touch-up. The rock rails are a standard Rubicon rock rail, which we used Rust-Oleum bed liner on. That also matches the Poison Spider bumpers. Makes it really nice for doing touch-up if you have, scratches and whatnot from the trail. It's really easy. Just come in with some cardboard and touch it up. Piece of cake. As we come around to the rear, you're going to see the Rock Brawler 2 rear bumper. We did shave the spindle here and resprayed it again with that Rust-Oleum. And it does feature their rear lights, as well as a 7-pin that we had custom mounted into the trailer or into the bumper here, and of course a 2-inch receiver. If we get down low in the rear, I'd like to point out the last feature of the exterior, which is going to be the rear housing. Now, yes, it is a stock rear Dana 44 housing, but it does feature Alloy USA axle shafts, as well as a Dynatrac differential cover covering up the stock electronic locker with, of course, Rubicon optional for 10 gears to match the front. As we take a look on the inside, some immediate features really stand out. This is an ARB refrigerator. It's a 50-quart model. It's fully digital. It's basically you set the temperature and you leave it alone. It has a regulator that monitors voltage off your battery. If it drops down to 10.5 volts, it shuts itself off so that you can continue to restart your Jeep. We've experienced, somewhere around 2 to 3 days of not running the Jeep and still using the fridge, based on ambient temperatures of the area that you're in and what you have it set to. Obviously, the colder, the harder it has to work. And if it's really warm outside and you're in your 90s and you're trying to keep things frozen, it's going to work a lot harder and drain that battery a little bit quicker. If you come and look on the left-hand side, right adjacent to the slider that the fridge is mounted to, you'll see an 800-watt inverter. We've got that coming straight off the battery. It's a really nice feature for running, low amp draw tools. We've run power cords off of it and those sorts of things. It works really nice. There's also an LED switch. That LED switch runs this track of LEDs on the inside of the glass. It's a great feature for nighttime, especially around the camp when you're trying to set up camp or maybe get some dinner together. So also a really nice feature. On this side, I want to point out the spring-tail tire carrier. I'm sorry, not tire carrier, the tailgate table. It drops down, has about a 100-pound weight capacity. It's a really nice feature as well. The bags do come with it. In this bag we have our tools. Those won't be included. However, on this side we do have the air compressor hose for the Vire that we showed you underneath the hood. If you look at the shelf system that we've created here, it's a decking made of 3/4 inch red oak. And then we use the Synergy brackets that come off of the roll cage. And this is a 2-inch angle aluminum that holds up the front. If you drop down below, you'll see the speaker. This is a 12-inch Type R Alpine subwoofer. The box ties into the rear deck. That it creates support for it to keep it from bowing, and it also prevents the speaker from being taken without removing the deck itself. Additionally, the venting for the ported box blows air through the vent of the refrigerator on this side, allowing for a really dynamic cooling system for the refrigerator. Let's move around to the front. The Jeep features standard cloth interior and effectively a standard interior for the Jeep Rubicon. You have your switches, you have your sway bar disconnect, which is not relevant with the anti-rock, and then you have your Alpine deck. The Alpine deck is fully adjustable. It ties, of course, into a 400-watt 4-channel amplifier that has a crossover for all the Type R component speakers that are in the Jeep. The last feature I wanted to point out on the interior is these great grab handles. Grab bar makes the grab handle, it ties into the A-pillar bolt and makes it really easy for access to the Jeep, even with the monster build. Let me show you how it works.